The next thing we're going to apply is a cut short, or what's commonly called a cold pull or cold spring. And we're going to apply it between our points A12 and A13. So first we have to add a point there. Working in the forward direction of our piping, we want to select A12 as our active point. And from the Insert Ribbon tab, under Piping Components, we'll add a pipe run. This will add a run directly in the middle of A12 and A13. So we'll accept that and click OK. This now gives us point A16, where we can apply a cut short. So again, from the Insert Ribbon, under the Extra Data grouping, select your cut short option. And we're going to combine the cut short with a user case U1, which will allow us to create combinations that make sense for a cut short later on. And the amount that we're going to cut this short by is 0.4 inches. And we can click OK. With that, we see a cut short symbol come into the model. Again, this is an active symbol, so if I double click on it, it will open the dialog again. And I can review and or modify. The next load that we'll apply is an applied force and moment over at the bend at point A3 on the near point. So we'll select this point A3N, and from the Insert Ribbon on the Extra Data grouping, I'll select Concentrated Force. This concentrated force and moment that we're going to apply will occur every time our pipe heats up to the temperature 1 temperature case. So we want to combine this with T1, which you can do by using the pull down menu or typing in T to jump to the T load cases. We're going to combine it with T1 to T1. The force applied will be 135 pounds in the X direction, and there will be a Y moment applied of 18.5 foot-pounds. Because we're combining this with T1, every time T1 is used in the thermal stress calculations, these applied forces and moments will also be applied at this point. And we can click OK. We have two symbols that come in here to define our applied force and our applied moment. They are connected, but you can see that there's a moment by the double arrowhead. These are active symbols, so if I double click on it, it will open the dialog again. And I can also show more data on the plot from the Show Ribbon tab under Labels if I select Concentrated Forces. You can see that there's a moment being applied and a force being applied. If you'd like to leave that on, you can, or you can press that button again to turn it off. The last extra load that we will apply here is an imposed support displacement. And we're going to apply it in the X direction at both the guides at points A5 and A8. So we can select these using our Control command on our keyboard or using our Select Ribbon tab. So I'll use the Select Ribbon tab. If I select the Select Ribbon tab and under Selection, click Clear. I always like to clear my selection before making a selection. And then under Selection, I'm going to click Point. And I can either select the point by clicking on it with my mouse or by typing the point name in here. So in this example, I'm going to rotate a bit and I'll click with my mouse because then you can continue to select it until you're done. So if I click on point A5 where my first guide is, the key to knowing a point is selected is seeing the point name turn red. And if you need to rotate more, zoom, hide symbols, or make the pipe transparent, you have different options to be able to see point names and information on the plot. I'm then going to select point A8 where my other guide is. So you should see both point names are red. And when I'm done selecting, I can click OK in the command line in the bottom left corner. Now that both points are selected, from my Insert Ribbon tab, under the Extra Data grouping, I'll select Impose Displacement. And this imposed displacement is going to happen every time the earthquake 1 load is applied. So I'm going to type in E to jump to the earthquake load cases, and I'm going to combine this with E1 only. And what we'll apply is a translation of 0.25 inches in the X direction. And I can click OK. So with that, I have my imposed support displacements applied. These are active symbols again, so if you double click on them, it opens up the dialog. And from the Show Ribbon tab, under the Labels grouping, you can select to turn a label on as well. By clicking again, you can turn it back off. Okay, so I'm going to save this model and set it to Extent Default ISO View because we are now going to set up our analysis sets.
If you found this video helpful, please give it a like. If you want to see more such series, consider subscribing to our channel. Thank you, and see you next time.